Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of the Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Professor Flowers and 100% RC in the house tonight. As they say, Friday. What's up, fellas?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good. How about you, Flowers? How you doing tonight?
I could be better when I start spending money. But other than that, I'm good.
That's right. I'm trying to win some money.
The way I've been hit up this month, I need to win me about $1,000 coming up in the next 2 weeks because I don't have to spend it. So hopefully I get it back.
Anybody placing any bets tomorrow, week 0?
For college?
I might
do underdog. I might do some underdog.
I see USC playing San Jose.
I'd take the 30 if it's still there. I would take that 30 and a half.
Yeah.
All right. What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to get into news and notes first?
Go on, get the news out the way.
All right. Trey Lance was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 24 fourth round pick. So there you go. Your trouble's over. What do you think about that trade?
Let the 49er man go first.
Yeah, RC, go ahead and take over.
Man, I'm happy about it because I have this saying: the more you talk about something, the longer you talk about something, the more it becomes an issue. And I feel like the media this was the media is talking about the second and third string quarterback in San Francisco. Purdy was a start. He was announced at the beginning of training camp. But everybody had this sob story, and for Trey Lance, and I get it. You want to see the kids succeed, but I blame Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, and I'm gonna explain why. They talked these guys up and down the draft board. Everybody knew this kid hadn't played a lot of football, but they all was talking about potential, and so they talked him up. I honestly didn't watch him play college football, but they put him in your face long enough, you'll believe what you hear, and I feel like they actually do him a disservice more than they do help him. And Fortnite took the bait, and they thought maybe they can bring him in and win. But the thing about Trey's situation, he was coming to a Super Bowl contender. He was coming to a team, unlike the other quarterbacks, where he was going to need to perform right after dope, and he wasn't able to do it. But them trading him to Dallas makes absolutely no sense to me because he goes into that locker room and he's the third quarterback. There's no way he's going to play for Cooper Rush. If you couldn't beat Sam Darnold, you're not beating Cooper Rush either. But the writing is on the wall for Dak Prescott. With that being said, but I'm glad he landed on his feet. I think he needs time, and Dallas will give him time. But in San Francisco, they're ready to win right now. And getting a 4th round pick for a kid you ain't seen play, that's a catfish. So
right. I probably would say a 5th or the 6th. There's no way I'll say a 4th.
Yeah,
y'all got over on the Cowboys. Maybe the Cowboys see something. They're like, okay, we might can work with something.
Yeah.
Well, they have Brian Schottenheimer. I think that's his name. Is the OC over there? Yeah. So isn't that what's called son? Marty. Yeah. Are they related?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be shocked though.
Yeah.
I want to say yeah for some odd reason.
And Marty, how he ran his offense, so maybe he sees something in Trey Lance. They think you get something done. Flowers, were you shocked by the Cowboys doing this?
I really was, man. Honestly, it caught me off guard that it was the Cowboys. A fourth round pick from an NFC rival. That felt like Dallas kind of gave San Francisco a steal, in my opinion. I honestly thought somebody like Minnesota might have would have stepped in and possibly would have traded for Trey. Now I will say this, I'm gonna go off schedule a little bit. Now, I don't want to hear anything about anybody that's been saying like the coach need to take a third and a fifth for Jonathan Taylor when they're asking for a first, and Dallas just gave people a fourth for somebody that's unproven. So why knock what we trying to do and get value for what we have put on the field and produced out of Jonathan Taylor? So why can't we get a first if they can get a fourth? But let me get back on topic. I'm with RC. I don't see the reason why Dallas would even trade for Trey Lance. I know Dak but this is pretty much his final year unless they redo his deal, or I think they can cut him without any remorse and affect the cap. So maybe they're planning for the future. I don't know what they're saying in Trey, but I hope he works it out. I mean, he got what, like $27-30 million guaranteed already, so I don't think he's too hurt by it. But if anything, he probably needs to work on his confidence and maybe build that back up in a sense. But he just needs some work. That's all. It's gonna take some time. But with where they drafted him with the third pick, that's where all the hoopla is coming from because it's a third pick.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting how the Cowboys see Trey Lance in the future, because we already know it's a project. Are they gonna take their time with him and get him acclimated to the NFL, or are they just gonna throw him to the fire and see what happens? So it's gonna be interesting how they gonna bring him along, especially in the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones, he like to see results. He like to see immediately. He all ever just wait on players.
This is the one thing I want to say again about Mel Kiper. Todd McShay got fired from ESPN, so we're not going to
he did. He needed to
but
be.
somebody needed to explain to me, because Mel Kiper and Todd McShay did this. This kid needed time to play. He needed really to go back to college. He really needed to play. You got Brock Purdy was in college for 4 years. This is the same thing that happened with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. RG3 came into the NFL, took the NFL by storm. I believe that room in Washington was divided. I believe Snyder wanted RG3 and the Shanahan wanted Cousins, because you drafted both of them in the same year. Okay?
Yeah.
But one of them fit the system better than the other. Trey Lance don't fit the 49ers system. Look at the quarterbacks that Shanahan has had. Garoppolo, Matt Schaub, Matt Ryan, Brock Purdy. What do they have in common? Accuracy.
Drop back
Get the
passes.
ball out there. You get what I'm saying? It's like, this kid is an athlete. This kid is a special talent. He's a unique talent. If Andy Reid had Trey Lance, we wouldn't be worried about this. He'll let him play, and they'll figure it out. He would coach him and cater to the way he plays. But Kyle Shanahan, watch the 49ers. Run the football, play action, play defense. You ain't steady back up from 40, 50 times, and he don't know how to use the guy, but yeah.
It's very, they should just let Shanahan go with Matt Jones in the first get-go instead of forcing him to get Trey Lance. So that's what happened. All right.
I wonder who made the call.
John Lynch?
No.
Or was it both?
I heard
was it John Lynch and Shanahan? Was it John Lynch?
But the league is changing. The league is changing. So Mahomes, everybody looks at Mahomes. It's kind of like when Sapp came into the league playing that 3 technique. Everybody want to find a Warren Sapp. Now you got this guy coming in. He's throwing sidearm, and you got Josh Allen. All these quarterbacks can move off that spot, and Trey Lance fits that mold. But in Brock Purdy comes in, he's undersized, but he gets around and moves and make decisions. Trey Lance, it's too raw, bro. It's like asking Tracy McGrady to go play with Michael Jordan. If you make that trade with Scottie Pippen, you send Tracy McGrady with Michael Jordan as a young Tracy McGrady, he can't play with Michael Jordan, man. He can't go win a championship. He's too young.
Right. So it's just, man, it's amazing how everybody has a different perspective on players, the GMs and coaches, how they look at their personnel. And really, You really just have to have a GM and a coach on the same page. That way, you won't have this friction or indecisiveness on who's the quarterback gonna be.
Well, they were playing with house money. The year they
Right.
drafted Trey Lance, look at this. Trey Lance coming in the fold. Jimmy Garoppolo's still there.
Mm-hmm.
So they playing with house money. They said, we're going to bring you in behind Jimmy. Just going to be Jimmy's last year. Trey kept getting hurt. So the more I get hurt, the more I'm unavailable to my team and to be able to learn and to get better. So it's a lot of things that didn't work out.
It was a mess. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So it was a mess for Trey Lance.
Right.
He was the odd man out. We already saw that he was gonna be the odd man out. All right. The Colts rejected a trade from the Dolphins. So talks are still in continue with Miami, with the Bears, with the Eagles and Broncos. Flowers, where would you want to see JT head to?
Nowhere. He stay his ass in Indy on his damn contract. That's what he need to do. This is the worst thing that him and his agent could ever possibly think of. Because if you honestly wanted to get traded, you should have did this 4 or 5 months ago when you had free agency going on, you had the draft going on. But no, you're too busy reiterating the fact that you wanted to be a coach and you would honor your contract and saying, I'm not worried about my contract right now. I will honor my last year. And you went from that until trying to reset the running back market because your agent gave you a big head. Mm-hmm. Now, they were saying 6 teams were interested. I don't believe it. I'm about to eliminate some right in front of your face.
Miami, how you think Miami was?
Okay.
How would they afford? Yeah, go ahead.
How can they afford them? I'm just saying, like, what they're gonna give us? Like, we want a first. Stop trying to lowball us. And I've been getting on Twitter and all this, seeing, oh, y'all don't value Jonathan Taylor. Let him go for a fifth and a bag of chips. What kind of shit is that?
That's stupid.
That's stupid. If the Colts want a first, you give us a damn first.
Right.
Or what's equivalent to a first. If it's 2 seconds, a second and a third, whatever. But at the end of the day, the other team still has to re-sign him, and Jonathan Taylor wants to reset the running back market. Nobody's going to do it. Denver's paying Russell Wilson an arm, a leg, and a liver. They can't afford them.
And they put a lot of money into the O-line. They put a lot of money into the O-line.
Who else am I thinking about? Chicago. I doubt Chicago would do it.
I think
the Eagles.
I think Chicago have enough to make that happen.
I wouldn't think it'd be wise. Mm-hmm. Because why trade for Jonathan Taylor and you got Herbert? I mean not Herbert. You got Justin Fields. I think they still got Khalil Herbert as the running back, I think. Mm-hmm. And some other pieces. So even with Fields, he's gonna carry the ball. Same thing as Anthony Richardson 100 times, maybe 100 plus times. So that's taken away. So why would you want to pay him, $16 to $20 million a year, whatever he wants? That it just doesn't fit the bill. And I think Jonathan Taylor would be more primed to go to a more. Why would he want to leave Indianapolis? And we're obviously in a rebuild stage. Why would he want to go somewhere else and rebuild? Okay, let's move to Philly. So what's Philly? Philly is not going. What they going to give us?
Afford them either.
What they going to pay them? They just gave Jalen Hurts $250 million. You're paying AJ Brown $20 million. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to pay Devontae Smith. Some linemen. You got some defensive players you need to take care. I'm just saying, it's the worst time that his agent and Jonathan Taylor requested for a trade because caps are set, rosters are pretty much set. And nobody's really desperate to make a move for a running back right now because they don't want to pay the money.
It's just a lot of unknowns, man, with these teams. How would they able to fit JT in their system? What would they give up? What kind of capital would give up for JT? That's a lot of unknown answers right now. And Miami, it seems like they're trying to put a fast one on y'all. They're like,
you're not.
We saw Watson get traded for, I forgot what Watson got traded for. No, what D-Hop. He got traded for like a 4th rounder or something like that.
A second. I mean, that was
DJ Johnson. They sent him Johnson for Hopkins and something else.
And a second round pick.
No, they seem like they
and
that's why. Y'all.
And that's why Bill O'Brien doesn't have a job now as a GM. Now he's offensive coordinator again, but that's why he's not GM. Chris Ballard is not. You're not going to lowball Chris Ballard. You're not gonna do it.
Right.
I ain't seen it. If it was Ryan Grigson, you probably could have got him because he traded like 2 firsts for the running back Trent Richardson back in the day when we were Cleveland. We traded a first round pick for him. That didn't work out too well. Chris Ballard's not gonna do that. Like I wish JT well, but I'm fed up, man. As me talking outside this show is just a fan of the Indianapolis Colts for over 20 years now. I'm fed up with it. I really am. Now, I would love to see Jonathan Taylor in the backfield with Anthony. Anthony has a lot of promise going on for him, a lot of positive upside, but it would definitely help if we had JT in the back. But I'm not about to sit up here and continue to, go back and forth about this. And I know the deadline is Tuesday. I don't see nothing happening. I'll be more shocked than anything if he got traded, but time will tell and we'll see. I mean, I wish the kid well, but he need to get his shit together.
Hey, but my let me pick it back on that real quick. Once again, GM Todd McShay, Mel Kiper, talking heads who sit up there and talk these guys down and up. I think this kid should have been paid 2 years ago or a year ago. These guys deserve their money. Stop devaluing them. You cannot play football without the running back position. Try it. I guarantee you. You look at go back to the Super Bowl and you saw what Isaiah Pacheco was able to do. But the only downside to what he did was he was a rookie last year, right? And so now you got teams across the league saying he's a rookie and he's doing that basically for basically nothing. He's
on the dollar.
Doing kick return, punt return. I think he's doing kick return for sure. And then he's going out there making plays, catching the ball at the backfield. So, but still, you don't devalue that position. It's a very valuable position. That whatever that dude, not whatever you ask for, but he deserves. It's a market for him, and the coach should pay him.
I'll pay JT Kyle. I feel like he's a dime in a dozen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just,
Let me say something
he has
real quick.
that type of talent, but he came about the wrong way. I think that's what sunk the ship.
I don't think the ship is sunk. I think it's a lot. Honestly, I think the media is making this much more worse than what it is. I don't understand the gripe that, okay, Jonathan Taylor's played for 3 years. He's extraordinary. Shit you not. He's extraordinary. Top 3 to 5 run back in the league when fully healthy. But out of the 3 years he's played, he's missed a good bit of games.
Yeah.
So they shut him down. He had ankle surgery. He hasn't practiced, but you're asking for money. I can't help him with that. I'm not saying he shouldn't get paid, but right now isn't the time.
Well, I think what it is, Flowers, it's because that position's been so devalued so much. They feel this sense of urgency to get paid while they're young and youthful.
No doubt,
right?
No doubt. So, but his dilemma is you can't be asked for money and you're limping around. You missed 10 games last year, and you talking about something you want to reset the market.
But you know
that's not gonna move a billionaire.
He's limping around. It's the Colts are one of the teams that I watch. One of the teams I watch closely because I have guys on it. Like I like Leonard and Defoe. So when I watch y'all play, defenses is loading the box. Matt, outside of Phillip Rivers, made him back up a little bit, but other than that, there's not a guy on the outside that or at the tight end position to really take the pressure off of him yet. And so therefore he's limping around because they loading the box and they coming to get him and they forcing him. It's kind of like Derrick Henry. You got to give Derrick Henry more. Can you imagine Derrick Henry with George Kittles and Michael Thomas and there's some teams that have 3 weapons outside the running back. Yeah. And so that's why I'm not high on on Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's that good without all those weapons. We saw him with the weapons, we saw him without the weapons. It's 2 different guys. So weapons make you look, it's kind of like what money does. You make you more than what you already are. And I think Jalen is a great leader, but it's easy to lead guys who are already leading themselves. You know what I'm saying? Dog with dog. So JT is limping around because they busting his ass.
But again, though.
I need my money.
Again, but he was on his rookie deal, and most of the time you play out your rookie deal.
He got a year left on his deal.
Yeah.
I'm just going by what he taught. This is my thing. I'm just going by of what came out of his mouth prior to the draft and everything. He said he wanted to be a coach. He wasn't worried about his contract. He was going to play out his final year.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened from then to now.
Somebody told him shut the hell up. Agent was like, "What? No, they ain't gonna go. Nah, bro, they ain't gonna go."
If he was healthy right now and he had a full training camp, pay him. But why not? What's wrong with letting him get healthy, getting back on the field, letting Irsay and Ballard see what they have?
Yeah.
And then make the decision to pay him. Regardless, he's gonna get paid. But I just think it's just so I want this now. He doesn't have that leverage. Like Josh, I feel more sorry for Josh Jacobs than Jonathan Taylor.
Well, Jacob is fighting with a regime that didn't draft him too.
I get that, but you don't want to trade him. See, this is my thing. You don't want to trade Josh Jacobs. I mean, and this is not being talked about neither. He's drafted in the first round, so they gave him a 5th-year option. So of course they want to hit him with the franchise tag. And as we reiterated, the franchise tag with the running backs has devalued over the last 5-6 years. Because I don't understand how it went from 15 to like you got Christian McCaffrey making $16 million a year, and that's not even the high point for the running back franchise. It's $10 million. That's crazy. So no, it's not that I'm not disagreeing about the defacement of the running back position or anything like that. We know in life we gotta play the game. So if you don't have leverage with any situation that you're trying to, force something with, you're not gonna win. And Jonathan Taylor is just in a situation to where he has no leverage. And I know I've been saying this for weeks. If he would have played 13 games last year, rushed for over 1,000 yards, 8 to 12 touchdowns, we're not having this conversation.
Right. So he walk off the field, he getting paid. They probably paying him during the game. They probably got the contract written up while he playing.
Who's to say he can't come back and have a great year and about halfway in the season they give him a contract extension?
Seems like he don't want to bet on himself right now.
How can he bet on himself when he's on the PUP list? He's saying, okay, and he's using the excuse that his back is hurting. But then he's saying his back is not. So why are you on the PUP list for?
You're low managing too, and I think you look at other running back position across the league, man. And this is what I would say to any team, not that they would listen to me, but if they were listening, the 49ers were playing guys that nobody know but the 49er fans. You brought in Christian McCaffrey and you popped the top off of that. You open the Pandora's box now. How do you want to defend them? It's the same way with the New Orleans Saints with Alvin Kamara when he's healthy playing. You got to deal with that guy. When you put your hand in the ready position, you're a linebacker, you looking across there, and you see 41, you don't know what's coming. You have no idea. Those guys put fear in my heart. Jonathan Taylor put fear in my heart. When we play the coach, we did not tackle him. We could not get that guy on the ground. So my thing with the actual infighting, I don't understand Irsay because you're willing to pay a guy who you'll pick up a quarterback off the street that we know been washed up for years. Just pay the man. Just pay him. You got to put asses in seats anyway. You know what I'm saying? Pay the dude, bro.
Like, I feel like, and it's kind of weird too. I feel like the Colts are around the cusp of taking that next step. I feel like y'all got pieces already in place. It's just all depends on how y'all handle. I feel like how y'all handle Anthony Richardson. I think that's all it's come down to.
Let me say this also. I'm not 100% in Jim Irsay's boat with this. So I don't want people to think, I'm taking up for Jim Irsay. I heard Stephen A. Smith say some stupid shit earlier. Pretty much trying to call Irsay a racist. That I didn't agree with.
These stupid shit talkers. That dude right there, I wish, man, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, his whole Alonzo bit, that was very distasteful.
That was distasteful with Alonzo, and I heard today Herm Edwards. Thank God for Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards didn't say anything the whole time, but he got in at the end. Remember, Jim Irsay hired Tony Dungy. He one gave Tony Dungy his chance, and Jim Caldwell his chance. So I'm just saying, like I'm not about to play this racist card about Jim. Jim Irsay is not racist.
That's sloppy. That's sloppy.
Just down. him showing disconcernment towards Jonathan Taylor, I didn't agree with, I got what he said when he said, if I die and Jonathan Taylor, left the league tomorrow, it's true, but you don't say that
Yeah, he's
because
right.
people are sensitive
Right.
and you can take things the wrong way.
Right.
You might be offended by it. So I get that part of it, but I'm rocking with Jim on this, man. Like, you don't have any leverage right now to be trying to reset the running back market. And I understand Jonathan Taylor's gotten married. He's had a child. I want to take care of my kid, my wife also. But
it's
the
coming.
L word, man, leverage.
Yeah, it's
You got
like
to get it back.
He like I said, he just had to be patient, wait it out. He don't get paid. All right. So tonight we doing the AFC North, man. What a division right here. I think y'all gonna be surprised what team I have ranked dead last. All right, let's start off with the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar coming back. He here to prove something, man. He said y'all are very disrespectful while he was out injured. The Ravens were being very disrespectful, but he know who he is. He's a reigning MVP, and he said he coming back to take over. What he say? He throwing for 5,000 yards.
Oh,
I
goodness.
don't know.
He
It's
said
true. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's possible for Lamar, but I like that Lamar. Talk your ish, man. Talk your
Confidence.
ish. So I love what they did to his offense. They got rid of Greg Roman. They revamped everything. They brought in receivers. Even OBJ might be, he might be on one leg, but he can still get open. He still can find them spots in the soft zone. And then they bring in a flashy guy in Zay Flowers that can break the doors wide open, just like Rashad Bateman and Duvernay. I might have said his name wrong. They
No,
can
you got it right.
okay, they can take it to the house too. So this team is very explosive. And I'm eager to see how they implement his passing abilities in his offense. Are they gonna do more bootlegs? Are they gonna do a lot more play action? We know J.K. Dobbins coming back for injury. The running game is kind of suspect with the running backs, but if they can come back to prominence, then I feel like this offense is going to be legit. And they brought in the guy to play DN for the Ravens now. I forgot his name. He's played for the Browns.
Davion Clowney.
Yeah, Clowney. He brought in Clowney to add to their rotation on that D-line. So the defense always going to play big. They dealt with injuries last year on the back end. Everybody's coming back. Marlon Humphreys, Marcus Williams going to be back. So I think this team is primed to take over the division. I have them going 12-5. I feel like they're going to win the division. I'm saying it right now. What about you, Flowers? Where you have the Baltimore Ravens finishing?
Good minds think alike because I got them 12-5. I think you've heard me say on here before. I think Lamar, if you haven't heard me say on here before, I got Lamar Jackson as a dark horse MVP this year. He got too much talent, and he can get the wins. Other than Baltimore being hurt, man, for the past 3 years, Baltimore has ran the division until they got hurt. And you had teams like Cincinnati, come up at the end and take it. But, man, Baltimore has given Cincinnati hell for years and still to this day. Like I say, Huntley, like you say, go ahead.
Huntley almost sealed the deal till he, had that costly
1
fumble.
yard.
So that's crazy, though.
Changed the game,
Huntley was about to move them on into the playoffs to the next round on the Bengals, who made it to the AFC Championship. Right.
And when the Bengals at home, that game.
Right. Yes, they were.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying. Think about
Baltimore, man, a lot of talent. I know you mentioned Todd Monken, his new offensive coordinator. He was with Georgia last year. So, you're going to see a lot of spread stuff. I'm quite sure Lamar wants to showcase his arm talent. He definitely has the wide. There's no excuse. Has wide outs.
No excuses.
They got 3 different tight ends. You got a stable of running backs, probably a top 5 offensive line. You have no excuses. So that's why I'm going to say 12-5 also.
What they say put up or shut up. It's time now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, RC. What do you think about the Ravens?
I totally agree. The Ravens are one of the teams I watch I really like the way they built. They built like all the teams that we cheer for and that we represent. Them guys go out and play defense, get after your quarterback. Then they got a dynamic quarterback who can do a lot of different things. And like you said, they almost got to the Super Bowl, or almost beat the Bengals with a guy that, with their backup. I really feel like Lamar has a bounce back year, and then 12-5 ain't far fetched, but somebody got to lose in that division. But I'm gonna say 12-5 too. They my dark horse to make the Super Bowl out of the
Right.
AFC.
I love this
Yeah.
team, man. Like I never been so hype about a
Deep.
team as the Baltimore Ravens. No, just like I was about the Eagles last year. I feel like I'm feel excited about the team just like I felt about the Eagles last year. So Baltimore, man, they got a lot to prove. I feel like Lamar he prime. He just ready to get to work.
Right.
All right, Bengals. Joe Burrow. This man cannot stay healthy. Well, he got injured 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, running around, and I don't know what he pulled. I forgot what the exact calf strain. So again, the O-line still worries me. They try to fix it. It's not there yet. He still see pressure in his face up the gut. They lost some key figures on defense. Von Bell. They lost Trey Flowers. They lost Jesse Bates. So
that's a lot of people.
They lost Eli Apple. I guess that don't matter.
They ain't gonna miss him.
That don't matter. But I thought it was funny to throw it in there. But they did draft Miles Murphy to help out their D line to go along with Trey Henderson. And they did draft DJ Turner. I think he was a Michigan corner. I believe he was played in Michigan.
Yeah, pretty good cornerback.
How you feel like DJ? I don't know much about DJ Turner. Is he a physical corner or he's more
he fits that scheme. He fit that scheme and that system. Speed guy, man guy. But as far as just somebody that's just gonna jump off, just gonna catch your eye because he's not no exceptional athlete. He's just a technician at that position. He plays it well, but I think they do a good job developing their players over there in Cincinnati, though. So he might be okay.
I feel like the offense is gonna thrive a little bit, but I feel like defense is really gonna let them down this year. They we talk about pre-show veterans on the back end. They lost a lot of veterans on the back end, and I don't even know they sure wrote their linebacker core. I always have trouble naming Bengals linebackers. I never hardly see them make plays.
Right.
You right about that. You right about that.
Like I don't know the name. I never see them make plays. I'm watching game like 55. You chasing after somebody who's 55. So, this is gonna shock y'all. I have them going 9-8 this year.
You no shock.
Okay. All right, Flowers.
Look, I don't know what's up with me and you tonight.
I don't know, man.
Because I got them 9-8, pretty much the majority of the same reasons. I don't know if Joe's healthy right, and I'm going off the assumption. Well, I ain't gonna call it an assumption. Hell, we don't know if Joe's healthy right now. I mean, is he gonna play week 1? And if that's prolonged, we don't know how the season is gonna go. I'm looking at the schedule right now. Man, they have a tough schedule. They have a tough schedule. They're very tough schedule. I'm gonna go with 9-8. Possibly can still win 10 games, of course. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they had 3 teams that won 10 games this year. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, I
wouldn't throw that out there. But right now, I'm gonna go with 9-8. But I got somebody ahead of them though. You'll find out who eventually.
Okay. All right, RC.
I got them going 10-7. I don't think they fall that far back from that because still Joe Burrow if he's there. But they the way they're built, they're a team. Nobody's bigger than the team. I think they'll be fine the way their system is set up. They still have T. Higgins and Chase and Tyler Boyd and their running back combo. I just feel like their offensive line eventually they figure it out, but it won't be just this major step. They don't have a Trent Williams. They don't have a guy, a stalwart on the offensive line. But I feel like they don't fall off the face of the earth.
They decent. They got Zeus. What do you know? They got baby Zeus.
Yeah,
Orlando Brown Jr.
yeah. 10-7 is what I give them, man, because I just feel like I don't know what Cleveland is. I don't really know what Pittsburgh is. It looks good, but I don't know what it is. But I know what the Bengals are. They're gonna compete. They'll be competitive.
Yeah, the Bengals did draft a safety in the 3rd round, Jordan Battle. So they did try to replace Von Bell and Jesse Bates, but
That's a lot to replace.
in the AFC, man, you're gonna have to play some defense. So it's gonna be tough. All right, the Cleveland Browns. I feel like how Cleveland's schedule set up is a little bit more favorable than the Bengals, I'd say. Because some of their tough games are not back to back. Like they start off with the Bengals, then they start off with Pittsburgh, then Tennessee. They start off in all divisional games. They played their division pretty well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had the 49ers, the Colts, Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Denver, Rams. You know, I feel like there's a couple of stretches where they can go on a run. So I have them going 11-6. Deshaun Watson staying out the massage parlors. So his mind back on track. Nick Chubb, very underrated. Don't get much love. I did like that added Elijah Moore. Pro Football Focus pouring this out. They watch a lot of preseason. I don't. They are moving Elijah Moore all around the place, just like the Ravens do it. Just like they were doing Zay Flowers. So they had Elijah Moore line up in triple set behind the line of scrimmage, throwing screens, you know, stuff like that, getting him more involved because he's that type of dynamic type player. So that's telling me that the Browns are opening up the playbook. They're expanding their play call instead of Deshaun Watson just dropping back and passing or just turning around and handing it off to Nick Chubb, that they are trying to, you know, move the ball around more, spread it out. So I like that from them. And the defense, that's what kept them in games last year. This was the defense. Because the offense wasn't moving the ball much at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get those two, the offense side of the ball and your defense side of the ball on the same page, then this is going to be a very strong team. I have them, like I said, 11-6. All right, Flowers.
This is part of my This is part of my evil science right here. I'm gonna put them at 9-8 with the possibility to win 10. I think Deshaun Watson will, of course, he'll have better standing this year. He's lost about 10, 15 pounds, I think. I think he's moving around better. He got a whole off season, a whole training camp. So it's put up a shutout time for Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson, you know, whether it's good or bad, he deserves a ridicule, especially if it's bad, because you signed a $230 million guaranteed deal. So you need to come out and perform. But let's be real about Deshaun Watson. We really haven't seen him play in 2.5 years.
Yep.
Right.
So I think they have all the talent in the world. I feel like they have enough talent to make the playoffs, but it's all going to ride on Deshaun Watson.
Yep, I agree.
I have a quick question. What
What's
happened if Deshaun Watson come out this year and just play terrible? Like
we got to grill him. Though I say we got to grill him, whether it's positive or negative ridicule, it has to happen, because I feel honestly Deshaun Watson has gotten by, in my opinion, because we didn't get on him last year. We gave him the excuse.
Ben
Can't do that this year.
Guys, I stayed on him.
Well, we know you stay. All the reasons we stayed, non-football related reasons we stayed on him. You know, just like that towel didn't stay on, but that's another
Can't
story.
keep his hands in pockets, man.
Just like he needs, stay
on your stomach.
Stay on your stomach.
Like take some sleep meds or something. Take it now. So yeah, I feel like if Deshaun Watson doesn't have a good year, the Browns need to reassess that position. I'm being serious.
How?
They can't cut him. They can't cut him. I don't know. You can trade him.
No, they can cut him. But there's going to be a hard cap hit. They cut him.
I know. That's what
hard cap hit.
Who they draft
and
behind?
It's fully guaranteed.
They just draft the quarterback. He's doing good in preseason.
Oh, you're talking about Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
He's doing a good job, man.
Yeah, he's a dual threat.
UCLA. Yeah, he played with Chip Kelly. That's right.
He's a dual threat quarterback. So that Browns fans, it can go really good or really bad. I don't see nothing in between in this team. It can go, like I said, really good or really bad. And if it go really bad, man, I do not want to be a Browns fan. Cause I feel like they're gonna. How y'all seen the episode of SpongeBob when he couldn't remember his name, and he was looking for the foul and it was like fire everywhere running around? That's what I think about in the Browns organization. They'll be running around like, oh man, we what's going on? We can't win. So like, I don't want to get fired. It's just they took a chance on Deshaun Watson.
That's right.
All right, RC. Where you
Same
have the
thing with
Browns
me.
finishing?
I'm with him. 9-8. It's the thing about Cleveland that frustrates me is they have the talent. I
Yes,
just
they do.
they don't have the identity. Well, we know they're gonna run the football, but they really don't. If you're thinking about each team in that division, there's something that you can hang your hat on. Pittsburgh can hang their hat on the defense. The Ravens can hang their hat on either side of the ball. You know, the Bengals got Joe Burrow on that offense. What do you say about Cleveland? We don't have that yet. We don't have nothing we can hang our hat on. So until they find a coat rack or a hat rack, they're gonna be 9-8. It can go the other way quickly. So
Yes, it
9-8.
can.
Y'all really like their receiving core? Cause they got People Jones, Amari Cooper. Who they have after that?
No, Elijah Moore,
Elijah Moore and
David Njoku.
But
David Njoku.
the kid that they drafted behind Deshaun, if Deshaun don't have a good year, that kid's gonna push him because that kid is playing lights out. I know it's preseason, but he looks like he knows what he's doing.
I think he played 3-4 years at UCLA, so I don't think the moment's gonna be too big for him.
Yeah, that makes a difference. That makes a difference.
It does. It does. All right. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. RC was right about this. I don't give him credit because y'all always talking about that. I always give myself credit, but I don't give other people credit. So I don't give RC credit.
Thank you. That's growth, baby. That's growth.
Big time.
So I don't want to take his shine and use it for my own. He said Kenny Pickett is improving, and he was. And he's showing that in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Like he throwing dimes out there. And he looked very sure of what he's doing. So that should be a great sign for the Pittsburgh Steelers that he's taking control of this team. He feel like he's the man. It's his ship, and he's directing the ship right now. And I think that he's gonna take the Steelers to the next step. I think that's what the Steelers need was a quarterback. We saw Big Ben. He took the team, to the playoffs when he wasn't all that great, when he couldn't throw the ball 20 yards. But
they
he was
held
still
on too
able.
long. They held on too long.
He really was Big Ben because he was eating a lot of cheeseburgers too at the time. So now they have a reliable quarterback. So the Steelers should take the next step. George Pickens is definitely taking the next step. He turned into a smooth route runner. It seemed like he finally learning how to play a game. Like, it's not all about the flashy catches. It seemed like that he understands how to run the route and and play within himself. And he making the right plays. Now, Najee Harris, for me, that's still a question mark. I just feel like he's hesitant sometimes when he carries the ball. So that's why.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. It's hard. It's hard to be confident when your offensive line can't block. He hesitated because the hole closed up. What am I gonna do?
Right.
Hey, he can take a page out of Le'Veon Bell. What Le'Veon Bell do?
But the offensive line was good. Wait a minute now. Le'Veon was good, but the offensive line, you had the Pouncey, you had an all-pro guard, you had good tackle, you had a good team.
Right.
But again, he still hesitate when he shouldn't hesitate. There was some plays where there were holes and he'll bounce it to the outside or he wouldn't, make the right move. It just seemed like he was slow coming out his stance too sometimes. Like he was slow moving. It's just a lot going on with Najee. That's the only thing that worries me. But the Steelers defense, it's gonna be a Steelers defense. They're gonna always have a defense.
Right.
Joy Porter Jr., a dog, right?
Not shocking.
He had it.
Pop was a dog.
Also, look, the Saints, man. It's right there. Wait, in the second round, right?
Right.
We were back there. I said, man, let's go get
Well,
one
still,
guy. I
he
said
still's
Nolan
grabbing
Smith.
quick.
Yeah, I was like Nolan Smith. I said, let's get Nolan Smith. Nope, let's get Joey Porter. He's still there. Like having another corner on the secondary is not gonna hurt.
What?
Nope.
How is Breesy doing?
Like an off-brand of Drew Brees. Like he trying to steal Drew Brees' name, Breesy. Like you ain't fooling nobody. I don't know. They say he holding his own, but man,
Time. Give it some
I
time.
wanted Joey Porter so bad, bro. So bad. Cause I knew his dad, you know, if you ever saw Joey Porter Jr. play, his dad play, you know his son gonna be a dog. Cause he was a dog. He ain't gonna let his son grow up and not be a scrub.
Right.
So, man,
True.
that's why I wanted the kid, but Steelers got still and they looking good. I have, like I said, I think I said I had them going 12-5.
Woo.
The Steelers?
Yep.
Okay, 12-5.
They played some close games. They just couldn't get the offense moving. I don't know. Like you said, King Pickett finally started learning how to play quarterback later on that season. Yeah, clicked on like later on that season. He gave the Saints some trouble. I can't remember if we won that game or not. I think we did. Win that game.
But
Steelers won. They beat us.
Yeah, it was close.
Okay. So it finally clicked in them later on the season on how to play quarterback. So that's why I'm giving 25. All right, Flowers, what you say?
I got the Steel City going 10-7. I got them 10-7 with the possibility to win 11. I had 11-6, 10-7, 9-8, 9-8. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, 3 teams can possibly make this the playoffs out of this division, in my opinion.
Yep.
I like the Steelers. They've upgraded the offensive line. They got a solid tackle from Georgia, Jones kid from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
The tight end from Georgia, George Pickens, is going to take a leap. His second year, I'm with Ben. As far as he knows how to run better routes and understands how to run the routes now. Body control was on 1,000 last year. It's on 1,000 this year. Like he has probably some of the best body control I've seen in the past few years. Somebody coming out the draft kind of reminds me of Odell Beckham when he was in New York when he first came out. As far as the stretching out, trying to make the extra FTT balls. So I'm gonna give George Pickens his kudos on that. I think Najee will have a bounce back year, but like I said, we've been watching the preseason, and we know we take things here and there a grain of salt. And Pickett has been looking good. The offense is looking like it's taking a step. The one thing we can say about the Pittsburgh's defense is when TJ Watt plays, I think they win like 70-75% of the games, right? Because he's a difference maker. You don't have too many of those. So as long as TJ Watt healthy, they got Highsmith on the opposite end. You still got Steelman, Haywood there, holding down the line. I think the Steelers are very primed to make a run in the playoffs. If they can stay healthy, like I say, keep TJ healthy, stay healthy, I think they might can make some noise also.
Yeah, I agree.
10-7.
10-7. RC, the floor is yours.
I'm with you, Flowers. The professor is churning out some good stuff tonight, man. Like he on point. If you really look at Pittsburgh, they're trending upwards. One problem, it ain't Najee Harris. It's they went from Big Ben and having that experience and knowing how to win close games and know how to compete. In that division, they're gonna have to win close games. And can they, when they see a Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow, can Pickett standing there and go blow for blow? And they're young, and so but like I said, this division may get 3 teams out of there. 10-7 look good to me. I like Pickens. He puts me in the mode of Plaxico Burress and every other good receiver they've had there. They always the Steelers got to get credit for drafting damn good receivers.
Amen. Say that one more time.
They got. I'm talking about. I can go all the way back to Hines Ward. They get it right.
Sure.
Yeah, they coach him up too. So
hey, you gotta get Deontay Johnson some love too.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. That's it. They're loaded. I ain't even bring up Deontay Johnson's name. He's their lead receiver.
Yeah, they gonna be a tough team. Like I said, King Pickett, can he go blow for blow? And I don't keep my eye on Najee. He let me down last year, especially in fantasy.
They got another tight end too, Pat Friedemer. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. He's
Farmer,
pretty,
whoever
yeah,
his name.
Friedemer, something like that.
I
He's pretty
can't.
good too.
Yeah,
So now they
he's
can go out two
he's a
tight
nice.
end sets.
Yeah, he's a nice pass catching tight end for sure. I
Mhm.
think that's why they got rid of Jesse James, because of Pat.
And the Washington kid they drafted
Yeah,
also.
Washington.
So he's gonna be nice. That's a big boy.
Yeah, but listen, Frymouth. They don't talk about Frymouth. Trust I did my homework on. We
There
got him
you
in
go.
week one.
You said it right.
Frymouth is a good guy.
I knew it was something like that.
Hey,
But
RC, did you press it in front of the mirror a couple before you came on the show?
no, but I gotta let the cat out the bag about the Steelers. Growing up as a kid, I was a Niner, but just always saw the Steelers as a team. I would possibly been a Steelers fan if had not been a Niners fan. I know their
I
team
can
all the
see
way
that.
back to Bam Morris, to you talking about Greg Lloyd. I knew that team.
Greg
And
Lloyd.
Rod Woodson and all them guys, but this team started to take on its own identity, and I think week one is probably gonna be one of the better games of the year.
Yeah.
Week one, 49ers and them,
I
they
have y'all
could beat
losing
the
that game.
49ers. They could
I
beat the
have,
49ers.
I have y'all losing that game week one.
Yeah.
It won't be a shocker. I don't think it's gonna be. If
No.
No, it's gonna.
shocker.
I see it like being a 20-17
Yep.
kind of a game.
It's gonna be a hard fought game.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I just gave them Steelers an edge because I feel like that Brock Purdy gonna have to get back in rhythm. So
I think this. I want to say this on behalf of Brock Purdy. I'm actually looking at Brock Purdy at the corner of my eye, and I think he's the most disrespected quarterback because he's.
no,
I'm gonna tell you why, man. And this is something in the National Football League. And Kenny Pickett got this. When you're not the prototypical quarterback, size, height, wingspan, I think Richardson gets that, puts in this position because he has all the accolades. He has all the physical traits. Purdy doesn't have the physical trait. I think we need to get away from that. I think what you see with your eyes in big games and big moments, and that kid in big games and big moments, that's why he's a quarterback one, because you asked him to come in behind Jimmy, behind Trey, and carry that team to the playoffs, and he did. And that's something a lot of quarterbacks can't do. And I feel like, watching Pickett, even Burrow, some guys got that it, and that's something that I hate to bash on this guy. That's something Jameis Winston never had. Jimmy Garoppolo don't have that. Deshaun has it, but there are some quarterbacks out there, they try to force it on them because of what their physical traits and their attribute. The way they built, the way they throw the ball. Jameis can throw that thing. He can sling it, but you don't know where it's going. You don't know where it's going.
No.
But
I feel like he lost his it after he left Florida State because the it factor was there when he was there. Other than him doing the dumb shit he was doing there.
You remember
He had the it factor then.
You remember
Josh Freeman? Yeah, from Kansas State. Yeah.
Big quarterback. They first had 2 good years at Tampa Bay, 2 or 3 good years.
Yeah.
And it just
I like Josh Freeman.
He was solid.
Josh Freeman. I feel like he was
solid,
good.
but he only could play. It was like Tampa Bay, was his start and stop, but it was just like he didn't reach his full potential as a quarterback. And
I didn't give him no time.
Yeah, I'm with Ben on that. I don't think they gave him no time because he came in and did some service work when Andrew Luck got hurt. He came in and won some games for us, like coming off the street a week prior. Man, he came in and
it was a bad football team, and he was like, to me, he was the only bright spot, and it was a bad team.
I agree.
And they were like, oh, we need a new quarterback, and that really didn't really help getting Jameis anyway.
Right.
So
you can understand why they took Jameis though. The Heisman championship.
Yeah, because they look at Josh Freeman, you look at Jameis, you look at Jameis come out of college, you look at Josh Freeman, it's like, oh, he got way more attributes.
Upside.
Upside than Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman can't just throw the football on the dime like that.
Yes,
60, 70 yards.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. But this is where not we, but in a sense where we overthink things with these quarterbacks. Like it wasn't nothing wrong with Bill Parcells' analogy. I think it still can hold firm to this day. If you got a guy that played 3 years in college, over 60% completion rate, I think that still stands firm to this day. Now, of course, you don't mind having somebody to move around, but I'm like RC, and like with the Brock Purdy thing, I seen it last year when they got on the road. I said the kid played at Iowa State for 3-4 years.
Yeah,
He was solid at Iowa State. They fell off after he left. Hell, Iowa State was never ranked until Brock Purdy got there.
right,
Same thing with Dak Prescott when he was at Mississippi State.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Mississippi State was doing it like he got him number one and all. I think there's value to that because it ought to show you something. But
Right.
Brock came in, he had the talent. All they asked him to do was just don't mess it up, and he didn't.
Don't take care of
But
football.
bro, to piggyback off that, let's go to the opposite of that. Look at the Willis kid. He's put in a bad situation. Like everybody crying about Trey Lance. This kid got drafted last year, and then you turn around, you draft another quarterback the next year, and it's like he's not getting a fair. Somebody don't know what they're doing. And so with quarterback, and that's why I don't put all the blame on quarterback. It all depends on who's around you, and how that GM and how that coach put pieces around you, or they're gonna be patient with you. And I think Brock Purdy's of the world, who go to school for 4 years, it's something to be said about. Hell, a job will hire you if you got more experience than I do. You know, it's about experience. I don't have to teach you. I don't have to teach you how to be a professional athlete.
I think Pro Football Focus changed my mind on the Willis kid. They broke it down like the way they explained it kind of proved it to be true of what I thought of him in the first place. You know, they said that he would ad-lib too much. Like they when they gave him a play, they just want him to run the play, not scramble around, do all the extras, but just run the play to get him situated in the offense. And they felt like that he was doing that too much, like simple pass play, like just dump it off, like don't go the other direction.
Who
Run
that
the
sound
play.
like? Who that sound like?
I don't know who.
Trey Lance. See,
Oh, okay.
The issue with Malik Willis and Trey Lance is I feel like they do ad-lib, but I do believe that's the way they've been allowed to play at the colleges they've been at. They were at small colleges. They were.
Words out of my mouth.
You
took
think
the words
about
right out of my
think
mouth.
about who else ad-libbed that got drafted high by the Philadelphia Eagles out of North Dakota State, and he ad-libbed
Carson
to this
Wentz.
day. Carson Wentz, he drops back, and then all of a sudden he panics. It's like he just something goes off and hit run for us. That's what happens with Carson Wentz. It's like, and so when you can just, hey man, it's gonna be a guy open. He's gonna be a guy open.
Just gotta run the play, and they said that it was frustrating. Like Mike Vrabel was frustrated with him because he just want to run the simple play. And it was open, but he was just doing his own thing too much, and that's why they took Will Levis, because it was like we give him the blueprint, we tell him to do this, but he's not doing it.
That's not fair.
Yep.
Shame on the Titans general manager, all of them. That's not fair to the kid. The kid played at Liberty under Hugh Freeze, if I'm not mistaken. Hugh Freeze got this spread off and run around. Malik Willis did all the ad-libbing he could do. But you know what Malik Willis did while he was at Liberty? He beat better teams than what Liberty had. So that's why they drafted him so high.
They shouldn't drafted him.
In the third round. I mean,
if you're not gonna cater to that quarterback or change the way you think about your play calling, don't draft him. Why?
Why get on? But like I said, with Trey Lance too, and like I said, like hell, I'm feeling sorry for him now because like I'm watching Malik Willis last year. When he had to come in for Tannehill, they're lining him up on the center. Expecting him to go through 3 or 4 progressions and then make a play. No, it's not fair. He needs time. And so you need to start catering to these players. Go ahead.
Who is in the room with you? Now, Trey Lance goes to Dallas, and he looks at Dak Prescott, and that's mirror images of me. Athletic, young, even a brother. He's in a room, in the quarterback room, where he can look at guys who play the way he played. When he's in San Francisco, Brock Purdy has this. If you watch Brock Purdy plays, he going to get it out of his hand quick, but when it breaks down, he will take off. But he going to go through progression first. Trey Lance don't do that. Then you got Sam Darnold. If it breaks down, he's a bad decision maker, right? But in this offense, the one thing he does better than Trey Lance, he'll get it out of his hand, but then he'll take off. He can run. They can run, but running with a purpose and just running around is two different things. Like
last resort.
Like Michael Vick played quarterback, and people would think Mike was back there. Mike was running with a purpose.
Ad-libbing.
But listen, you can't tell me this too. When I watch the Titans, the play calls are totally different. because
Mm-hmm.
you're protecting Tannehill,
Yep.
but with this kid,
Yep.
you're saying
Roll out.
you're so much more gifted than Tannehill athletically. We're gonna let a guy come free on you, and you make him miss. You know, because now basically the quarterback now is an extra running back, because
Uh-huh.
everybody got a quarterback that can get out the pocket. But when you say cater to him, you go down to Liberty, you talk to Hugh Freeze, and you say, "Hey man, how did you use this kid?
Mm-hmm.
What's the plays he like? What stuff he like to run?" And you bring it back to the National Football League, because it's not the National Football League from yesterday. It's a new, evolving, more spread
Yes.
out league. So
I
Yes.
think they just fell in love with the athlete, man. I don't know. Maybe they thought he was gonna be Tannehill. Tannehill, Tannehill go hit through progression sometimes. Then he'll take off. But I don't understand what they thought they could do with Malik Willis trying to run the basic offense with Malik. Cause it was when I did watch the Tennessee games, it was frustrating sometimes because the check down will be there, but he's rolling and trying to find rushing lanes. God, he messed up one my underdog card. Derrick Henry just need one catch, and Derrick Henry was wide open on the flat, and he go the opposite way. I was like, bro, just dump it down.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So I think that what they got irritated with. But again, you saw how he played Liberty, so why you think he gonna play different?
You put him on the
Type of
center,
offense?
expecting him to 3, 5, 7 step drops, thinking he about to go through his progression. He's gonna take
Right.
off because the game is so fast. This is a different
Right.
level of football for him. The game is so fast. He probably seeing his second progression. Somebody's right here in his face, so he thinking, man, I gotta go.
Right.
Well, he doesn't see it as soon as the ball snaps. That's when
so
time
fast.
slow down for you. Everything's moving so fast, so they tell them, if it's not there, take off. Well, you heard that before. You heard it in high school. If it's not there, take off.
Right.
Same thing.
Y'all remember y'all first time playing varsity when you coming from JV? The game is faster. Like my breath was taken away. I was like, dang. Even on the basketball court, I was like, just sitting there watching as a ninth grader, watching varsity, just sitting on the bench. I was like, dang, these guys are moving. And when I got out there, like literally like 2 minutes in game, I got cotton mouth because everything moving so fast. Like I'm trying to keep up and everything. So it just with those type of quarterbacks, everything they can't process it fast enough because they're not used to it. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta figure it out. I do want to bring this up real quick. I want to say it was one of the analysts on ESPN anyway. He said that Justin Fields can do the same thing Jalen Hurts if Justin Fields was on the Eagles. Do y'all agree?
I totally agree. I feel
that's not too far fetched.
I feel like this.
That he's better too. That he'll be better.
He had similar numbers, less talent. Okay, we'll start right there. But this is the thing that Justin Fields. This is why I can't look at Jamarcus Russell and just say, "Hey, Jamarcus, he might have had bad habits, yes, but he was playing with the freaking Raiders.
Terrible organization.
Going to die and retire at that time. The Raiders were trash back then. But what I'm saying is, but then you watch Brady get drafted to the Patriots, who had just came from the Super Bowl. So it's all about who you with and who's around you. But I think Jalen Hurts, if you swap Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. Do you hear me? I don't see where it's a drop off. Actually, I'm more.
I think it'll be a drop off. I think it'll be a drop off in the passing game.
No, that kid was at Georgia.
I don't know now.
That kid was at Georgia, and he went to Ohio State, and he put on the show. Now, I do believe that Jalen's a better leader than Justin.
Yeah, no doubt.
Justin seems a tad bit more to himself, but just talent, raw talent, just ability. I can't say that, man. Like Jalen could not beat out Tua. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So,
right.
If he was in the same quarterback room together, and they both was in Philadelphia together, you don't think Justin Fields could beat out Jalen Hurts in that court for that man? Look,
that's a good question. Hey, that's a good point.
Again, we looking at Justin Fields, and you said that, as Flowers pointed out, the offensive line wasn't bad last year. So what was his problem?
Who? Justin Fields?
The Bears, yeah.
No, it wasn't that bad.
He don't got an A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or Quez Watson. He don't have.
That's true.
Hey, don't disrespect my boy now. You gotta give credit to my.
But listen,
who Moody?
Yeah, you gotta get the
He's the two.
Darnell Mooney.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's a two,
Bruh,
which is fine.
Listen, what did Darnell
Cole
Mooney
Kmet?
make his name? What did Darnell Mooney make his name?
Solid.
What do you mean? Where you make his name at?
I mean, what make him this guy?
He putting up numbers, not
Where?
really. No,
But is he a number
He's
one
not.
or a number two?
he's a number 2, but he be putting up numbers though.
Where? When? Who
In the
when?
game, you don't
What?
watch. You don't see them touchdowns he made. Man, he made some unbelievable catches.
What is he ex Kansas City Chief player?
No,
No,
he was drafted.
no. He got
He
drafted
drafted.
Chicago.
Okay,
He had a
but
Memphis.
this is my point. You making him a household name. We not Pro Football Focus. You get to tell me that you always go to Pro Football Focus and say about players. You yet to tell me that Pro Football Focus say that he's Brandon Ayuk or he's Michael Pittman Jr. You ain't
Better
I
than
ain't heard
Brandon.
it. So wait, that's your Mooney guy. I give you him. DJ Moore just got them.
Cole Kmet.
Okay, but
Cole Kmet's solid.
okay, but that's not. Look over in Philadelphia. You go over there, you see AJ freaking Brown, who I could just throw the ball up to.
Who had better running backs?
I mean,
Kind of balanced, honestly.
Yeah.
Devin
Chicago had a
Montgomery
good
and
run
Hill
game.
was
Chicago had a good running game last year. With Herbert and
that should take pressure off him in the passing game.
Who had the number one offensive line? If not number one, number two. Who had the best offensive lineman in football?
Philly.
Best offensive line in football.
Philly.
In the story.
Eagles?
In the story,
Yeah.
right there.
I don't see Justin Fields taking them to the Super Bowl. I think he's not there yet, but I feel like they will be in the playoffs.
There's no
They're not
excuse
in
for
the Super
Justin
Bowl.
Fields this year.
If
He
you
got a
gonna run-
legit one. Moody's
legit one.
2. So he should be more productive because he should be getting more one-on-ones. They just signed Cole Kmet to an extension. So obviously they see big things in Cole Kmet. You got 2 stable running backs. If you got Herbert and you got the who did they sign? They swapped. They swapped with Detroit.
DeAndre Swift. He went to the Eagles.
No. Who am I thinking about? Who am I thinking about?
You said running back?
Yeah, I can't remember who they got now.
They say they added Deontay Foreman and Travis Homer.
That's it. Who else on the roster?
So them 3, Khalil Herbert, Deontay Foreman, Travis.
They lost their running back from last. What was his name? Montgomery?
David Montgomery. Yes, he went to the Lions.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he went to the Lions. But Herbert was just fine last year.
I feel like Herbert was better than Montgomery.
Was better. Yeah.
Listen though, man. Listen. The Eagles had 70 sacks last year. Now listen, I'm going to help you out right here.
That's true.
I'm going to tell you why Jalen Hurts looked really good. The defense was giving you the ball way more than this kid was getting the ball. 70 sacks. That means you were playing with a lead most of the time. That means you were playing with a short field.
That's true.
You got to understand, bro. I've been saying this for years. I watched Drew Brees. I'm going to make you feel better about it. I'm going to use Drew Brees. I watched Drew Brees in San Diego behind Phillip Rivers, or starting before he got hurt. Okay, he comes in. He gets hurt. He playing with a real good San Diego Chargers team, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He goes down, in comes Phillip Rivers, and it looks about the same. And I was like, is he better than Phillip Rivers? Because we used to have this argument about who was better. And when they shipped him out and they sent him to New Orleans, he wanted them to work magic with God knows who. I said Drew Brees is head and shoulders better than Phillip Rivers, because over in San Diego, you got way more talent, and you're not winning Super Bowls.
It was Marty, man.
Hosting out of Hofstra. I mean, Jimmy Graham plays basketball. I'm telling you, Pierre Thomas, we still don't know where he played football at. I'm trying to make you understand that it's all about if you took Brady and gave Brady what Drew Brees had without Bill Belichick and structure, he would have never been Tom Brady. And I go on a limb and say that it's about who you around and how it makes you look. Skilled players matter, bro. Brady he had Randy Moss late, but he had a coach that was
Deion Brand. He had some characters now.
He had some solid guys.
That wasn't
Troy Brown, Deion Branch.
Them boys,
he had some good players.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? If you're going, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to tell you, I'm spitting facts.
No, you're right.
If Derek Carr come to the Saints, y'all got skilled players and running backs, and he can't win in New Orleans. He need to be out the league now.
I agree.
Because it's different. It's different because I mean you got talent around you now. What's gonna be your
And,
excuse now, Derek Carr?
and structure. He got structure.
Structure. There it is. Okay. Get me right when I'm wrong. Can't hear you.
Three is coming real quick, but yeah.
I'm reading this gentleman right here that agrees with me and RC about the
He said, can't
Eagles taking
necessarily
a
the
step
Eagles are
back.
going to take a step back because the NFC is weak. But I doubt the defense is going to be able to repeat what they did last year.
Right.
I mean,
Me
that's
and
a
RC
fair
right behind you.
statement, but they're not going to fall off the cliff, man.
Bro,
Like,
They're
I
not gonna
feel
have
like
70 sacks, bro.
Bro,
they're not going to have 70 sacks. I'm not saying that, but they're not going to be playing like scrubs. That's what I'm
at one
saying.
time on their defense, they had Indomitian Sue. Listen to me, man. Even Robert Quinn was on that defense at one time, helping them get sacked.
Yeah.
What they did last year was they took a page out of San Francisco, New Orleans, get the defensive line rotation where you got a multitude of guys that's coming in, getting out to the quarterback, and that's play with a short field. That's give our offense ain't really got to do much when their quarterback is on his ass the whole game. I'm like, man, listen, I don't think Jalen Hurts bad, but I don't think he's great. I don't think he's.
I think he's above par.
Yeah, of course. But let's see what year.
But I don't feel like Justin Fields is not there yet, so I can't say Justin Fields better. Justin Fields a better athlete than Jalen. He can run better, but I don't know he's the better passer.
For years, I've said the same thing about coaching. I said, would Nick Saban be Nick Saban if he was at Virginia Tech? Huh?
I don't know.
Hold on. Frank Beamer built Virginia Tech. What the hell has Nick Saban ever built? Alabama was always going to be Alabama. You can recruit Alabama. You can recruit LSU. Frank Beamer built Virginia Tech. He left Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech we ain't talking about Virginia Tech. My point is, some people, I'm not taking away from Nick Saban being a great coach, because he is, but you got different type of guys who can build it and who can thrive in chaos. Justin Fields is thriving in chaos.
You don't have to show it.
Trey Lance in Chicago and take Justin Fields and put him in San Francisco. Trey Lance will be injured more than he's been injured. Man, look.
I'm just putting this out there that Justin Fields at one point in time was being questioned, is he going to be the quarterback for the Chicago Bears?
That's fair.
Zach Wilson in Chicago, and you take Justin Fields and put him in New York.
I don't think he's going to work as well. Him in New York.
Zach Wilson.
I don't think Zach Wilson will work in Chicago. I don't think Justin Fields will work in New York.
But listen, Justin Fields has worked in Chicago. We've seen Justin Fields make them serviceable.
His runs made him serviceable. But
because he had to. He had to run.
But I'm questioning, like you said, they will question, can he do other things? That's all I'm saying. And I think that's a valid question. Is it not?
It is. It's a valid question, but this year those questions can be answered.
See it. We don't have to see it.
But look, I've said this about Steve McNair, one of the most underrated, underappreciated quarterbacks in the league. Steve McNair got to the Super Bowl with Kevin Dyson as his number one.
I'm talking about Derek Mason. He had Derek Mason too.
Yes, he is. No.
Derek Mason.
Across the field, you had the greatest
my favorite receiver. Kevin Dyson.
Well, you got to listen to what RC's saying though, compared to what the Rams had,
bro.
Get that, but the Titans also had a good defense with Keith
we ain't talking about defense.
And Samari Rose.
We ain't talking about defense. We're talking about the greatest show on turf, and I'm sticking the football out trying to score for beating you. And that's
they
what I'm
almost
saying.
got beat by somebody from Mount Union.
It's something about Brett Favre, Steve McNair, Steve Young. They can pull a rabbit out the hat. There's some quarterbacks that can't do that. You can stick these guys anywhere. I believe Justin Fields, if you stick him in Pittsburgh right now and you see if you take Justin Fields and put him in New Orleans, if you take Justin Fields and put him in Seattle.
I believe that, but I still have questions. I still have questions, but I know what Jalen can do, though. I'll take Jalen in New Orleans. I wanted Jalen.
You know what Jalen can do with talent.
Right. We saw him without talent. He went to the playoffs.
No, they went what? 6 and what?
7 and 9.
They went 7 and 9. Well, that's still pretty competitive.
What was the knock on Jalen before he gets AJ Brown? Give me the criticism. Pro Football Focus was telling you he was struggling reading defenses.
He was struggling reading defenses.
Okay, I just found out a few years ago that Patrick Mahomes was struggling reading defense. But guess what he was
Took him
doing?
3 years.
Guess what he was doing, Ben? Pulling the rabbit out his ass.
But
Curly.
Justin
Yeah.
Fields had put in rabbit's eyes.
Bro,
Out
listen.
yet.
Every quarterback that I watch, I can honestly say, man, there should be two wings. We should view them differently because there are some who can play and thrive in a lot of
I
different
agree.
conditions than others. Some people,
Mhm.
Jimmy Garoppolo, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be
Mhm.
perfect. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
my
yeah.
point is, in closing, I think it's unfair, and I did it with Drew Brees, to look at Drew Brees and look at Phillip Rivers and say, hey, man, I really don't know who better. I seen it. I know Drew Brees can win. You give him more talent, he probably would have won more than one Super Bowl, bro.
Man, I know we would have.
If we
Look,
stayed with
the
the Chargers,
defense.
he might would have won one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most definitely.
Cause it was. I think it was Marty. His play calling. They not being patient with Drew. Cause he was young and everything. So it's a lot of different factors. But I'm gonna run that poll though. I thought it was a very interesting debate between Jalen and Justin. And I want to see how fans view. I wanted did the media cloud the fans' thoughts on Justin. You know, when they all that turmoil came out, can he throw? You know, is he bad? They're gonna trade him, trade rumors and all that. Should they draft a quarterback this year? So I'm gonna put that poll out. I'm eager to see how the fans vote on this
Bro,
poll.
one more thing. I watched Matt Castle play. Tom Brady goes down. Matt Castle come in. He got Randy Moss. He got
And that failed.
Wes Welker. He got all this structure, and he gonna get paid by the Chiefs. The
Yep.
Chiefs
That's
thought,
crazy.
hey, bro, same thing with the 49ers. They thought when they would have got Jimmy Garoppolo, they got a piece
Jimmy
of Tom Brady. Okay,
Hoyer.
so you see what I'm saying? Look, you look real good with talent, then you go to Kansas City, and we ain't heard from you since.
No, what was
That
that
is
other
true.
guy that got paid? I think he went to the Falcons. No, it wasn't the Falcons. Was it
Matt Schaub,
Schwab? Yeah.
same thing. He went to the Houston Texans,
Yeah,
but
he got paid for the Texans, and then he went to the Falcons.
my point is this, man, and I say this when we look at Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Tom Brady. Yes, they have something about them that's just different. But when I really
Mhm.
think about Andrew Luck didn't have an offensive line. They got an offensive line when Andrew Luck
Yeah.
left.
He got
Look,
biased
Yep.
now.
look what he
A lot of that was
did.
his fault. A lot of that was his fault.
Yeah, but look what he did without an offensive line.
It was special.
So imagine Justin Fields behind the number one offensive line in football.
That's true.
We're
Just
He
gonna
had
see.
12 rush
let that
touchdowns like
marinate
Jalen
on your
Hurts did
spirit.
too.
We're gonna see. Cause oh yeah, they did add Robert
That's like giving
Tony
Michael
to
Jordan
the
Shaquille
Bears
O'Neal.
offense.
That's
Oh,
like
they
giving
did
Michael
add
Jordan
Tony.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That
This
is
is
true.
Justin Fields' time. I mean, I can't remember what I had the Bears going, but I think they had them almost winning the division. But I put Detroit ahead of them. So I'm
Bro,
high on the Bears this year.
the
So
Bears,
it just all depends on just Fields can take this next step.
it
That's all
ain't
it comes
no,
down to.
it's team, and they don't have
I got
their team.
I got
When
another
the
question
team wins
also.
Super Bowl, they give the quarterback all the praise. So
Yeah, but I'm
it's
saying
That's
it's
definitely
true.
a quarterback.
They're making the most money, so they're gonna get talked about the most. But let me
Right.
ask you this, and we can move on if you're ready to. In the NFC, how many quarterbacks can you honestly say that's better than Justin Fields right now in the NFC?
I can name about 5 maybe.
no. Go, give it to me. Let me hear. 'Em. Give it to me.
All
Give it to
right,
me.
Dak, Derek Carr, Jalen,
They right there together.
Kurt.
Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Kirk. Mm-hmm.
Yep, Kurt.
And who else?
I don't see what you say about this one. Your boy, your boy Jared Goff.
Well, a lot. You know what? The funny thing, three of them are similar in golf, Dak, and Cousins. All right.
Wait a minute, man. You put Jared
You mean
Goff.
what? You said,
You put Jared Goff at the top. Hold on.
no.
You put Jared Goff in the top 5 in the NFC.
I was
But
just
we're
saying what you
putting him in
gonna
the
say.
top
That's
10.
the only
Okay,
reason I
hold on,
did
man.
it.
Hold on,
You
man.
ready to go? Let him finish your statement.
So he better Jared. So Jared Goff could be in your top 5. You saying better than? Is he better? Does Justin Field better than them 5 you named? Okay. Now listen. Now I'm watching Jared Goff over there taking Burger King workers and doing what he do. Okay. St.
Mhm.
Brown. You know this guy kid is coming along, but other than that, you ain't got no Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Then Dak Prescott, since he's been there, he had nothing but talent, and it has
Some people say
underachieved.
Kyler. Yeah.
Huh? Say
But
again?
some people say Kyler.
Kyler,
Take
look,
out Jerry
Kyler,
Cough and
Kyler
put
is
Kyler.
he ain't to come say talking about him. But everybody you naming has had more
Better
talent than
and
this
better
kid.
talent right now.
But they've been in the league longer too, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
So
see,
that's no reason why they gonna get the edge
Justin
over Justin Fields.
Jefferson, CD Lamb,
that's
DK
even
They
worse.
had the
Metcalf.
time to give them.
You
They
know what I'm
had the
saying?
time to give
Ben,
them weapons to them.
that's even worse. You've been in the league longer than me, ain't got no trophies, no MVPs,
It's
no
hard to
no.
win Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, but I'm
It's
saying you've been
hard.
in the league longer than me, and you got more talent than I have. And you mean the Cowboys ain't been to this NFC Championship game in 27 years?
Especially in the
Yeah,
last 7 years. They haven't been to an NFC championship
yeah.
game with
That's
all the
yeah.
talent they've
That's my
had.
point.
That's
That's my
That's a
coaching.
point.
problem.
I'm finna go
Coaching.
one better. He better than Brock Purdy every day of the week. Listen, Brock
I
Purdy
know
right
he
now.
is. That why I ain't thinking about Brock. He ain't
But
coming to
I'm,
my
but I'm
mind.
saying Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy are the same people. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen where I'm going with this. Jalen Hurts played how many years of college football?
Well,
3 to
4, right?
4.
4.
Three
He
or
played
four.
another
Yeah,
Okay.
year
four.
in
He played.
Oklahoma.
He was at Alabama maybe 3 years, and he went over to
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma for that 1 year senior year. 4 years.
Yeah, 4
Yep.
Okay,
years.
Brock
Hmm.
Purdy played 4 years. When that Brock Purdy was at Iowa State, they won. Bama won. Oklahoma won. They didn't win a championship at Oklahoma, but they were winners. Okay. All right. So you got experience and winning. Okay. Now watch this. Brock Purdy got damn near everything you need to win a game in football. Jalen Hurts got damn near everything you need to win a football game. So you take Justin Fields and you take them two guys out.
I don't think he'd be that. I haven't seen it. I can't say that he
You're
would be
not
the.
gonna see it because he ain't got Kittles, Debo, IU, Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, the best offensive lineman in football.
I
Christian
mean, that's the hand
McCaffrey.
he got dealt, man. I can't change that. I just can go off what I have, and
Okay, you're never
you
gonna see
know,
it
But
unless they
we
start
can't
drafting.
pretend. But you can't pretend that if the shoe was on the other foot, Justin
I just
Fields
can't
wouldn't
say
have.
I just can't discredit Jalen for taking the Eagles to the Super Bowl by
Oh, no
saying
doubt, no doubt.
Justin
Gotta do the
can do the
job.
same and take him
So,
to the Super Bowl
okay,
too.
in
I
that
can't
same
discredit
breath,
him like that.
how good was Nick Foles? He won the Super Bowl.
That's true. Ooh,
Okay,
damn. Ooh,
he won
I
the
you right
Super
mean,
Bowl.
about that.
you have anomalies. You have anomalies. That
I
happens.
know. Listen, bro. This is what I'm saying.
That's
This is what
what
I'm saying.
it happens. It
Carson
happens.
Listen,
Wentz fell out, and Nick Foles came right in. They didn't
I
skip a beat.
mean, we see Kerry Collins in Super Bowl. We saw the guy from Baltimore. I can't remember his name right now.
bro. Listen to
In
this.
Super Bowl.
Listen to this.
It
So
happens. It's
listen to
anomalies.
this though. This how
Hold on, that's
confident
a
the
bad
49ers
example.
was about the system. This how confident the 49ers was about their system versus Brock Purdy or any Purdy. That if Josh Johnson would have figured out a way to get you 14 points, that's all they needed. Just get me
Yep.
14 points and get to the Super Bowl. They were gonna bring Phillip Rivers to play in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yep.
That
So
have
what
been
they
clutch.
telling
I
you,
think they'll
bro?
probably been going for y'all if they brought in Phil Rivers to play for y'all to win Super Bowl.
But
I
what do
mean, that
that?
means plug and play. Y'all do plug and play quarterbacks.
Okay, now watch this. And this is just me saying this hypothetically, but we actually saw it happen play out with Philadelphia. Your number one quarterback, Carson Wentz, is an MVP race. He was
Mm-hmm.
probably going to win MVP that year. He gets hurt. They bring in their version of Brock Purdy, or that he wasn't Brock Purdy because he's not mission relevant, but they bring in a guy off the bench. He go into Chicago. He wins some very pivotal games, right? Get to the Super
Atlanta.
Hmm.
Bowl. Wins the Super Bowl, bro. Wins the Super Bowl. Nobody talks about Alshon Jeff, all the talent. Nelson
Yep.
Aguilar, all the talent that
Dang, I
was
forgot
on
about
that team.
Alshon.
Good defense.
That's
Then a
that
lot of
don't
them
matter,
pieces
bro.
on that
When the
team now.
stars align, things just happen. RC,
Okay.
it flowers
The
when
offensive
stars
line was
align. It
great.
just
They
happens.
had
Yes.
great offensive line then.
Wasn't
Let me
what you
know,
call the running back? Who was
bro.
no?
I mean,
Who was the running
Jalen
back
Hurts.
at that time?
Jalen Hurts just catfished the shit out of the Eagles. I'm gonna explain to you why to move on. Look at the National Football League. Everybody paying the quarterback. Everybody paying the quarterback. That's the way you gotta go. How many trophies outside of Mahomes and Brady are these high priced quarterbacks done got you? How many trophies they
That's
done got you?
true.
Huh?
True.
They're getting you
How
close. Let's not
No,
play
give
that.
me. I don't care about close.
Hey, but I'll take close over dead last though. At least I'm
This
inching
is
my way to there, the promised land. It's all
this is my
about the
message to the
journey.
49ers. This is my message to the 49ers. If you're gonna be competitive, you're in the way. If you don't get the job done, if every year you make it to the NFC
So
Championship game,
what you want team to do, RC?
if you not win, I'd rather
Win.
not be competitive than just be. It's more. Listen,
I'd rather be competitive than being
okay, that's you. That's
in
you.
the
Your
desert.
team got one Super Bowl in this existence. Me, I want number 6. And listen, my issue is I'm in your way. Then, as a Saints fan, I'm in your way.
You in my way. That's why I have issue with y'all.
Get out the way. But my point is, if you got 7 guys in the league, Lamar Jackson included, it's a Super Bowl, it's a quarterback-driven league. This is what the running back's saying. Y'all want to pay them all the money. They ain't got no jury. The only person got some jury is Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. Everybody else gets highly paid for nothing. Dak Prescott is highly paid for nothing.
And if you bring up Russell Wilson's name, he was on a rookie deal.
Okay, but my point.
Rookie deal though. Rookie deal.
Right. And then look, here's another thing. He could have had 2 rings, but he did something stupid.
What y'all want them to do? What y'all want them to do with the quarterbacks? Not pay him? Like,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
They are a cornerstone to your franchise.
That's not what I'm saying. They don't fool you and others in the media that you gotta pay your quarterback $200 to $300 million.
Running backs were making more money than quarterbacks 15 years ago.
You have to pay. If he's a top 5, I say if he's a top 5 or top 10 quarterback, you have to pay him. If not, your franchise gonna be in hell. Look at the Raiders. No,
because of the media.
It's proof. It's proof. The Raiders,
look,
the Jets, the Browns,
Kyler Murray,
the Cardinals. They still back at the bottom.
Okay, but you
Kyler Murray. To me, Kyler Murray wasn't the right guy.
But listen, yes, he was at one time.
Yes, he
Kyler
was.
Murray, he was a Pro Bowler,
and got him to the playoffs 3 years.
You paid Kyler Murray all that money.
I wasn't never believing Kyler.
You paid Kyler Murray all that money. My point is, you paid Kyler Murray all this money. This is my pushback with the Brock Purdy talk and the Jalen Hurts talk. Is that people saying, hey, man, what the 49ers need a quarterback. Y'all got a quarterback and ain't winning no jury.
The thing is, though, RC, these teams were kind of already built, though. Like the 49ers, it was already built. So that's why they can plug in a journeyman type quarterback.
You're not answering my question. My question to you is, if Jalen Hurts, he just got paid $200 million. Was $200 million?
To a quarter of a bill.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because he took you to the Super Bowl. Because it's the quarterback position and they glorified that position. But you had 70 freaking sacks.
But you know what though? See, you know what though? I don't mean to cut y'all, but you know what? This is where life and Jalen Hurts gonna come and meet. When they got to start letting people go because they can't afford them because they paying him so much money.
And that's where your top quarterbacks come in. They carry the load when you don't have all the pieces.
But how many people to this right now in today's NFL
Chiefs,
wait a minute, other than Patrick Mahomes, can you say I'm gonna pay this quarterback $40, $50, $60 million and they're gonna get me to the promised land?
But you have a better chance. Your percentage go up way more when you have a legit quarterback that can lead.
No, I get what you're saying, but also bring into the equation the max deal with this conversation. Because we know, like I say, 49ers, the NFL right now for the last 10 years almost, these teams are trying to stack these teams and have quarterback on rookie deals and try to make their runs then. That's been the league for the last 10 years. Everybody is not going to be able to do that. Like RC is saying, they've given Jalen Hurts all this money because he got him to the Super Bowl, but you have to look at what was around him.
Well,
he wasn't just the only reason they got to the Super Bowl.
I agree. I feel like the only reason they paid Jalen because that's the thing you do.
Yeah, they had to.
I wouldn't. To me, honestly, I wouldn't make him the top 2.
Okay,
I
would have waited until next year. But at the same time,
I would have paid now. I feel like Herbert is a generational type quarterback, so I understand them paying him.
But
That's why they
who
paid
won?
Jalen Hurts
Who won?
early though, so they won't have to pay him more than what they
Yeah,
gonna pay
Herbert.
what
Yeah,
Herbert's
guys.
gonna make and Joe
Right,
Burrow's gonna
right.
make.
But look, who won a few games for the Eagles? Who's not no longer in Philadelphia? When Jalen Hurts got hurt, who won a few games for him?
Talking
Who
about
won in
Who
the
Minshew.
was they backup?
Was it
Minshew? Who
Minshew?
won in the
Yeah.
Dallas?
Yeah, Gardner.
Who won in the
Mhm.
Dallas and got in the shootout with Dak Prescott? And this guy don't make this guy here makes $19.75 an hour, and this guy over here is getting paid out of Yahoo. My point is this, bro. Listen, it's something about that Philadelphia system that Minshew was out there slinging that thing around. Was he not? Okay.
Well,
All
We
right.
gotta look
Minshew
at who the offensive coordinator was
conservative.
too.
So my point is this, Ben, and I want you to hear me on this. We can move on, brother. If you look at the National Football League and the way it's structured, the Raiders tried this business model with Derek Carr. They paid that man.
Yep.
And guess what? He had some pieces around him, true enough. But what it comes down to, too, is being able to have a guy who, because you brought up Patrick Mahomes, but I watched Andy Reid with Donovan McNabb or Michael Vick come out of jail.
Yep.
See,
Kevin Cobb.
Andy
I
Reid,
think
Andy Reid with Ty Dibbler. Look, Andy Reid, he get the job done with you and I and Flowers. He gonna figure it out. He gonna, what's your strengths, Flowers? You like to stand in the pocket? Boom, we gonna work through that. Alex Smith's career was reborn, rebirth. Think about it. He had a quarterback that from Michigan. What's his name? What's the kid?
Drew Hennon.
Been in the league 10 years. I forgot he was still playing football. When
Come in.
Mahomes
Yep.
went down last year in the playoffs.
Oh, Chad
what
Hennon, yeah.
No, Chad Hennon, excuse me. Chad Hennon, not Drew Hennon.
Chad
I'm thinking
Hennon.
about the baseball player from Michigan.
Chad Hennon came in and saved the Kansas City Chiefs because
Yes, he
he's
did.
prepared and been coached up.
Nah, kind of Brown defense coordinator couldn't figure out how to stop a drag route all the way across the field.
It's not that. It is that guy has been coached and prepared. And it's like, to me, I think the good ones, that's the one thing I give Kyle Shanahan. At each position, next man up. If the Saints lose Derek Carr, you back to Taysom Hill again. You back to James Winston again. Okay. You know what that's going to take you? To the house.
You might be surprised. Where it takes
Every time I see James Wilson doing drills and video and recording, I'm like, this man can't be serious.
he goofing off all the time.
But James had an old man body when he was in college. I like him though.
Man.
Good kid.
That's James right there. So all right, so we're gonna move on to the highlight of the day. If I download it, I think I did. Nope, I didn't. But I thought this video was pretty funny. So I want y'all to peep it out if I can pull up the website. But next week, we'll be back on Wednesday. Me and RC gonna appear on this guy's show next week. So y'all stay tuned for that. If y'all watching the show right now, like and subscribe, sub to us. We greatly appreciate it. If you do that for us, just push our video up to the forefront on YouTube. So
I like the guys that's commenting. We need more people.
Yes, I like that guy. That big comment about the Eagles and stuff.
Fans, man. We need to hear from the fans.
All right. Yeah, this show built for the fans, man. Mm-hmm. So if y'all come in, got comments, got questions, put them in the chat, and we'll read them and get to them. Cause we want y'all opinions to be voiced too. All right, it's downloading. Let's see. Take that off. Thought this was pretty funny. All right, so let me give y'all a fill in real quick. I believe it's Stephen Ridley. This is Stephen Ridley,
Mississippi. Now, wait a minute. Now, shout out Mississippi. Stephen Ridley from Mississippi. I think he's from Vicksburg. Went to LSU.
Right. There we go. Shout out to the us in Mississippi. So here you go. Here's the video.
Yeah, look like he hurt. Look at him pulling up. That when he hurt. Yeah.
Hey, you already know. Hey,
is that Kevin Hart?
He pulled that habit. Yeah, yep. Kevin Hart.
He pulled that habit. You can tell.
I mean,
he came up lane.
He can move. Hey, Kevin can move though.
But the kid looked like he wasn't even running fast. I mean,
No,
like
he wasn't. Steve
really
wasn't
wasn't running fast. He
fast.
was jogging on it. I mean, what
About
provoked
3/4.
Kevin Hart to want to race anybody? Them little legs
An
ain't for him.
NFL running back, retired
Because
NFL running back.
he lifting weights and doing workouts. He think he can hang with the big
He
boys.
can outrun
Steve
me.
really probably ain't ran in 5 years
I'll
and still dusting him.
Yeah, Kevin, that was bad look.
That was great. That was great. All right, we are brought to you by Sharps. Here's a quick video to fill y'all in about Sharps.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more. So you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
That's right. Use Sharps. It's a bettors network. It allows you to, see other people's bets, take notes, join up with other bettors, trade ideas to see what's going on. I use it. Flowers use it. RC use it. I mean, it's a great tool to have to increase your winning chances of your bets. So why not use it and connect with other bettors?
Mm-hmm.
Use the code VOFS323 when you sign up. Like I said, the app is free. It's free, guys.
Free.
It's a free
College
tool.
football tomorrow.
Right. It's basically like Facebook. You post. It shows your profile. It shows your social media accounts. It shows your winning percentage on your bets.
Your earnings.
It give you, your earnings. It give you great insight on what are people doing, what they feeling. So join Sharps tonight, download it right now and use code VOFS323 just to let the people know we sent y'all from our side of the town. And guess what? College football tomorrow. So guess what y'all need to go to? Y'all need to go over to Bet Us. We got your game. It's a sports book. So place your bets through Bet Us. We're gonna be pushing out some parlays and stuff on our Instagram accounts. So check that out. Everybody need money now. We had a couple guys had some mishaps this week, so they looking to recoup some of their money.
Me, personally, me. America, I had to spend damn near $1,000 on my vehicle to get it fixed this month.
Me too.
I couldn't deal with that money.
Exactly. So if I was gonna go out here and use Bet Us and recoup some of that money with some of his bets.
You heard him right. Believe him.
Believe it. Professor Flowers will be putting out some cards. I think next week. NFL, 2 weeks from now.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be real with you now. I honestly feel like I can give you. I won't do it tonight, but I kind of do have an idea of a good pick six my week one. That I have some way because these like the first 3-4 weeks of the NFL are crazy. So I think I do have something in mind to get things going this week. So we'll see. But college football this week 0, I might put a bet on USC and San Jose State. I think the line was like 30.5 USC way. I would take it. They're gonna probably put them about 60 on San Jose State.
Yeah, they're gonna put 60 up.
So use Bet Us when y'all place your bets. We also got all the links in the show notes, so you can click on the links and take y'all to the promo sites. We trying to win money this year, so rock with us, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Ain't no damn trying. Damn it, we gonna win.
We gonna do it. We speaking into existence. We gonna win some money this year.
All right.
Money game, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Get on the train. Follow on all our social media platforms. Keep y'all updated. We thank y'all for tuning into the show. We really appreciate it. We working on something new for y'all too. Hopefully we have it next Friday. Hopefully. I got somebody working on something for me. So hopefully we have this new segment for y'all. And it's really for the listeners to interact with us and to throw topics our way. So it's gonna be great. And we might let y'all come on the show. We might let y'all call in. get on the
That'd
stream
be
with
fun.
us, vibe
That'd
with
be
us.
fun.
Come on.
Oh, thank y'all. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that,
You know,
man. Appreciate that, man. We try to keep good vibes around here.
right. We try to have fun, and we also try to get on each other's nerves.
Yeah. Hey man, listen,
So,
football's back. I want to say this real quick. Football brings us all together. It's the one time where people don't care about race, religion, and none of that stuff.
Yes.
It's the time of the year I
right.
love because everybody's together. Everybody has their teams. The colors comes out. The crazy
Hopes are
talk of the
high.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. And if the world took a page out of the sports world, it would be a better place because we just get
Amen.
along. We
That's
have a
right.
good time, man. And it's a great time of the year. So
And
football's
and
back.
for the people that never listened to the show before, I'm a Saints fan. The Who That Nation representing. We have Professor Flowers, the Colts, and those stanky
20
49ers.
years.
The game.
those stanky
Hey,
49ers.
the only gang in National Football League deny the game. Let's get it.
Not a game. So, and we have some other guys on the show. T. Gat, he's a Deshaun Watson fan,
Saints.
and T. Wright is a Saints fan.
And I
So,
want
Saints
to give y'all
follower.
an update that Brock Purdy went 5 of 9 today, 73 yards passing and 1 rushing touchdown. He would have had another one, but the guy dropped it. I want to let y'all know now the game, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
how many pieces do you have in
Let,
practice?
let me say something about that too. Let me add something about Anthony Richardson because a lot of
Oh, we got
people.
Browns fans. You a Browns fan, L?
Oh, the
Okay,
You're
Browns,
making
let's go.
noise. Okay.
Let's go.
There's a
Just stay away from the
possibility.
massage parlors.
Got a
Just
chance this year. Make playoffs now. We're gonna see. Let me say something about Anthony Richardson. I know we're ready to go. I just want to say something because I didn't get to say it earlier. He was 6 for 17 last night, like 78 yards. People look at the stats and they see 6 for 17. Oh, he can't throw. He's under 40% completion rate. He had like 4 or 5 drops last night. All right. The main thing you need to take out of what you've seen with Anthony Richardson, this is the perfect analogy I think I can give you. If you ever had a child, boy or girl, they're standing up, let's say about 10 and a half months, 11 months, they're almost a year. They're standing up, taking those steps, and they fall down, and it's just about that close to walking. That's Anthony Richardson right now.
Yeah, your baby.
And I say that because if you watch him, he's poised. He goes through his progressions. You see him going through his progressions. I think he makes great reads. The receivers let him down last night. Let's say he had 4 or 5 drop balls. So that 6 or 17 is deceptive. But he led the Colts on scoring drives each time he was in there. So take that from it and understand that he can grow from any time he's on that field.
So basically, Flower saying is like, shut up.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not. I mean, you can say it for me. You can say it for me. But I'm just being real. As far as don't tell me that he went 6 for 17,
right.
and you didn't watch the game.
Touchdown pass. Bryce Young threw a touchdown pass.
That's nice to him.
Let me explain something to y'all, man. You compare Anthony Richardson to a baby. Well, guess what? James Winston is in the ninth. He's in the 9th grade and he's 18 years old.
Why you James?
Yeah. I had to so what that make you call David Carr's son, David Carr's brother. He's not only in the 12th grade and should have been graduated 3 years ago. At some point, what he's saying is, I got a future. Your situation is right now, and it's old. I don't want to hear nothing about James Winston talking about he could come in and do something great. He's stealing money. Stealing money. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Still no crab legs too.
Hold up. We have a young guy, Jake Hayner. Watch out for him. So
you talking about the one that painted his fingernails and toenails and pull his hair to the left.
No, he did. Stop that. Stop.
You talking about the one who took the picture with his lip, with his shoulders kind of
man, he's just being funny, man. Come on now. Don't do that.
Way down in the bayou. Way down in the bayou.
He in the wrong spot to be doing that. There's a lot of people who do that down that way.
Come on now.
And I say this about the Saints.
You better than RC. Come on, man.
Listen, I truly believe the analogy that he gave, I had to give you one the other way so you can understand. You keep
Don't
bringing.
worry
You
about
said
us.
James Winston tonight. Tell my James can come in and do a good job. You know what I
He
just seen?
can.
I saw Andy Dalton. Remember the Red Rifle
Yeah.
stealing money in Carolina. Stealing money in Carolina. And you mean to
All
tell me
right.
Cam Newton can't play football no more? Get the
He
hell out of here,
can't.
man.
That's why he wearing dresses and doing a podcast now.
Salute to Cam. Salute to Cam.
All right, guys. We will be back Monday. Me and RC are appearing on the guest show, so I'll give y'all more details about that. So y'all check out that show. But we will be back Wednesday again at 8:00. So see
All right,
y'all
y'all.
then. We are out of here.
Give, laugh, and love, people.
Yes, indeed.